Hey everyone, and welcome back to Assessing Livingston Parish with Jeff Taylor, and we have a kind of an information-filled show today. We're going to talk about reassessments again first, and then we'll get into some other information that you need to know. But let's start off with that, Jeff. You've been promoting this as much as possible, shouting to the rooftops.
Man, we've been going since January, February, with you and the different types of media, trying to get the word out to people. And, you helped me promote this meeting, the district-wide meeting where we're going to have all the districts come together. And we get out there and we're prepared and ready to go. And we think that we're going to have a crowd out there because people are just furious about their assessments.
Yep.
And we had 10 people show up,
Yep.
10. And so we said, well, okay. And so the districts got up there and started talking and found out that most of the districts are not lowering their millages.
Right.
Well, if you don't show up, they have no reason to lower their millages. If you're complacent, they're going to keep it the same because if you don't care, they don't care.
That's right.
And so what we have done for 100 years is everybody comes in and starts screaming at the assessor because their taxes go up.
Yeah.
Because the taxes are tied to an assessment.
Yep.
Well, the one person that has a job to do by law is the assessor. Every 4 years, I have to put the values at current market value. Then the districts are supposed to lower their millages so your taxes don't go up.
Right.
Everybody wants to remember that first part, but they forget the second part.
Yeah.
And so when the tax notices go out, here they all come, screaming and hollering. So we've got a few rules this year we're going to go by. First off, we have our books open from the 15th to the 29th.
Yep.
So people can come in. But our books are already open, Jim. They've been open now for about a month and a half. I call my people and say, got a lot of crowd today. People are just running through the doors. They can't wait to get there. Nope. Hadn't had anybody. We've had a few phone calls, but nothing major.
Yeah.
So our books are still open. We're letting you come in now early so you can see what it's going to be. But people need to understand, the assessments are going up about 40%.
That's a lot.
And they are not going to know that until November. They're hearing it. And then I told you a few minutes ago that we had this lady that, in all of her wisdom, goes on Facebook and starts talking about how the assessments are being affected, the insurance rates are being affected by the assessments.
Right.
There's absolutely no truth to that. After a while, you've got to look at people and say, either you're just not trying,
Yeah.
or you want to put out false information.
Yeah.
And that's the situation we're in here. Your insurance rates are in no way affected by your assessment.
No.
Assessment is current value. Insurance company do not call me and ask me what the assessments are and set your rates.
Yeah, they don't even know.
They don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Because we do a mass appraisal.
Yep.
If you did an individual, you could say, well, maybe but they wouldn't call everybody in Livingston. 140,000 people.
Right.
Insurance company's going to call them. So after a while, you just got people that's going to put out bad information.
Yeah.
One of two reasons. They're just ignorant to the process, or they just don't like Jeff Taylor.
Yeah.
Either way, false information is false information.
100%.
100% is false information. So we're asking people to come on in because after August the 29th, August the 30th, that process is done.
Yeah.
Your assessments are set. And so the rules that we're going to follow this year is I'm going to talk to people as they come into my office when they get their tax bills in November.
Yeah.
Are you here to talk about your taxes? Yes. All right, then you need to call these 46 entities because this is who does your taxes. The assessor's office does not do your taxes. Now, if you're here to talk about your assessment, then you need to come in here. But before you do, you're going to need to have something to show that my numbers are wrong. We don't take your word for it. We verify.
Yeah.
So we're going to need your insurance papers to see what your insurance company really does have you assessed for.
Right.
I promise you it's higher than what we've got it assessed for.
Yeah.
And then, or you're going to have an appraisal within a year.
Yeah.
So if you bring those things in, or if you can bring proof that there's some damage to your house, under the penalty of signing a paper saying that what you're telling us is true, because if it's fraudulent, we are going to press charges.
Yeah.
Because it's time that we get to the point that people understand it is going to be done right.
Yeah.
We don't play favorites with anyone. We don't play favorites with my parents. We don't play favorites with my family, and I'm sure not playing favorites with anybody else.
Yeah.
So if your assessment is right, your assessment is right. If your taxes went up, I promise you it's because the districts didn't lower their millages. Because it does not matter. If I put your house on for $1 million, if there's 0 millages in there, your taxes are 0. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if I put your house on for $10 and the millages are $1 million, you're going to pay a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If they are 125 mills, you paying money.
Yeah.
So I would like to think that over 20 years, talking about this, people would start to catch on about it.
Yeah.
I'd really like to. But it's been proven that they're not catching on to it. So they want to come in and blame the assessor. But for 20 years, I have fought to lower millages.
I've seen the news article.
Yes, I have fought.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine sent me the other day an article, I'd forgotten about it, from 20 years ago, that I said, along with another assessor, said, if the districts roll their millages forward, they should have to go back for a vote of the people. I was absolutely lambasted.
Oh, I can
They
imagine.
didn't come to my aid then.
Yeah.
The people of the parish didn't come to, they just want to know why their taxes were up. We're going to go and see the assessor. But I'm telling you what we're doing here. Oh, no, you're raising our taxes. You're raising our taxes. It become a deal to where people just get into that habit.
Yeah.
And so when you do the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result, what's it called?
Definition of insanity.
Definition of insanity.
Yeah.
So you come into my office every year and you scream and holler at the assessor because your taxes went up, definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Because the result is not going to change. Because my job, the one person that has a job in this situation to do is me. I am required by law to put values every 4 years at current market value.
Sure.
The districts are supposed to lower their millages.
That's who controls it.
That's who controls it.
Yeah.
No one else. So every one of them that you vote in, when a district comes to you and says, we're doing a renewal, we're doing a new tax, whatever it is, that's what's adding to your assessment.
Sure.
Because again, 0 millages equals 0 taxes.
Yep.
But if you have millages on there, tax, it doesn't matter what the assessment is. So keep blaming the wrong person, keep on paying those higher taxes, and after a while, maybe it'll click with somebody and they'll go. But to make to go online and to really show your willful disinformation
Yeah.
is really a shame.
Yeah, it really is, because you need accurate information
Yes.
out there if you're going to put it out. And that's what we try to do. That's why you do this show.
Yeah.
That's why you've invested money in letting the people know what to expect. And that's, Jeff Taylor knows that this is going to be higher than normal, higher than what you're maybe used to seeing, and has really been screaming from the rafters for a while about, you need to pay attention to this. Let me ask you, so the districts, obviously they have that choice whether to roll back or not in most cases. When do they decide? When is their final decision that they get to you? Hey, we're not rolling back, or we are rolling back, or we're rolling back this much. Is there a deadline on that?
Most of them let us know June the 10th.
Okay.
When we went to that meeting.
Yeah.
And they told us we're not lowering it because we need the money.
Right.
I find it crazy, Jim, that last year they could make it on this much money, and now they need 40% more just to make it this year. But that's what they're telling us. And I don't have, the thing is, I don't have control over their budgets at all.
Right.
I don't have any input in it at all. The only one I have is mine. We're lowering our millages in the assessor's office because I said I didn't need an additional $2.1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Would it have been nice? Yeah. But what am I going to spend it on?
Right.
So after a while, you got to start looking at them and say, do we have a money problem or do we have a management problem?
Yeah.
Okay. So after a while, you got to look at it deeper than what it is. Now, some of these districts don't have any money.
Right.
They really don't. They need every penny they can get.
Sure.
But some of them need to be lowering their millages. And so that's what I've been a proponent for. Yeah. But the only way it's going to work is if you show up at the meetings. We have them posted on our website, livingstonassessor.com. You can go in there and see when each one of the districts is having their meetings.
There you go.
They don't go.
Yeah.
They don't go to the meetings. And so therefore, if you don't show up, look, if I'm sitting out there and I'm in the deal and I'm calling my meeting to order and there's nobody there, I have nothing making me even think about lowering that millage. But if I get there and there's 200 people sitting out in them seats and they're looking at me, it's going to make me pause.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's what's going to make the change. So either you take it seriously and make them lower their millages, or you understand in November that you're going to have a higher tax bill. And higher tax bills are coming.
Yeah.
Higher assessments are coming and higher tax bills, because the law says current market value. And if you don't believe that my numbers are right, bring something in to disprove it.
Yeah.
And at that point, we will look at it. If I'm wrong, I'll change it. But if I'm right, we're not changing.
Right. And so, if you wait until November when you get that bill in, you're too late.
Too late.
Too late.
Too late. August the 15th through the 29th, 30th, that's when you're supposed to do open books. We're letting you do it now.
Yeah.
We've been doing this since June the 10th. I made the announcement June the 10th that you could start coming in and looking at your assessments.
There you go.
Again, you would think that our parking lot, with people being as angry as they are on Facebook and sending these things out there about what they're going to do and tell us and everything like that, you would think that our parking lot would be full of people.
Sure.
They're not. They stand behind that little keyboard. And what do we call them?
Warriors.
Keyboard warriors.
That's right. And, one more thing on that point. When you get your bill in from the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office that you write that check to assess, and it shows all your taxes on there, it breaks it down pretty good. So if you're wondering where that money's going and you see a library or whatever it is, that's going to tell you.
It does.
And if you think it's too much,
we have it all on there, Jim. It's all on there. Sheriff's office gets this much. School board gets this much. Library gets this much. Drainage district. But they look down at the bottom and they say, that's my taxes. The assessor did that.
Yeah.
And it's all sitting up there. And after a while, it gets to the point, if it wasn't so sad, it'd be comical.
Right.
But you look at some people sometimes say, you're not even trying.
Yeah.
You're wanting to blame somebody that don't have anything to do with it.
That's right.
But we're going to do the job right. And that's what you hired me to do, and that's what I'm going to do.
That's it. That's all. That's all you can ask out of your assessor.
That's it. That's all you should ask for.
Yeah.
You should not ask him to do one thing that's not right, although you wouldn't believe how many people do.
Yeah.
And, I get texts and calls all the time from people saying, well, I know you can do something. I can do it right.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to do.
That's
because
it.
When we first started out, everybody, he's giving breaks over here and everything like that. They're not saying that anymore. They're just saying I'm no good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing what you have to do, and I'm sure nobody more than Jeff Taylor wants the assessments to be as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
But they got to follow the law, and
you got two different types of assessors. You got the assessors that want the assessments to be as high as possible.
Yeah.
To bring as many tax dollars as they can. Then you got the ones that want it to be the lowest they can. I want it to be the lowest possible that it can be.
Yeah.
By law. Because there's a lot of people that they obviously think that I get this money. They obviously think that I take it home with me in the evening time.
Yeah.
And then their whole thing is they come back and say, well, you're going to lose my vote. Well, if you think I'm going to lose your vote, do you think I'm really trying to make you mad?
Right.
Do you think I'm really trying to overassess you? Do you think I'm trying, since I've got to come back to you every 4 years and say I'm doing my job, I'm doing it correctly and everything, do you really think I'm going to do it wrong?
Yeah.
Because then I can't say I'm doing my job right. People's not saying I'm doing my job wrong.
Nope.
They're just saying that I'm just too high.
Yeah.
And again, sheriff's office, school board,
that's it.
Library, drainage district, JDC, council on aging, all of them's on there. You add them up, that's your taxes.
Yep.
The assessor has zero to do with it.
That's right.
But they want to look at that bottom line and say the assessor's no good.
That's it. And that's why we educate them and let them know the real deal on that. So just look over that bill when you get it in November, and you'll see exactly where every dollar's going.
That's it. Let me add one other thing.
Yeah.
Since January, February, we have been on your podcast.
Yep.
We've been with Ken Benitez out at Channel 17.
Yep.
Dental Springs News, The Advocate.
Yep.
We've been with Billboards.
Yep.
Channel 9.
Yep.
They're running, people are calling me and say, we see your commercials on 6 and 10. Think about it. Have you run into any other assessor or elected officials that's putting their work up on the line like that?
No.
Have you had anybody that's been more transparent than that?
Nope.
What do people ask for? They say, we want you to be transparent until you are.
Yeah.
And then when you're transparent, they're like, oh my, this is coming.
Yeah, sometimes the truth's hard to accept.
It's hard to accept. So you're sitting there and you're reading in the paper, you're reading on Facebook, you're reading it, you're listening to your podcast, great following on your podcast. Yeah. A lot of people see it. Ken Benitez, again, all the people that I named, we're putting it out there. We want you to know. I don't want it to be a surprise to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Educate yourself.
And I'll tell you what, it is a rarity And look, I can't tell you how many people have complained to me that the insurance rates are so high when it comes to like homeowners.
Yeah.
A lot of people's homeowners, including mine, went up. And they don't like it. And guess what? No one told them ahead of time. My agent didn't call me. No. I mean, and I love my agent, but you didn't call me 4 months ahead of time like Jeff Taylor's doing, saying, hey, be prepared for this. If you need to put a little more money aside, do it because this is coming. I didn't hear none of that.
No, usually you find out about it in November.
Yeah.
I'll let you start knowing about it in February.
Yes.
You had time to start putting things aside.
That's it.
When people go in for their insurance, they don't start throwing a fit about it and telling them, you better lower my insurance.
Nope.
They may shop it, but they don't do anything else. When they go into a grocery store and it comes up there at the end, it has taxes on there. How many people you ever seen go out of the store and say, I ain't paying that. That's ridiculous. I'm going to fire him. I'm going to fire that store owner because he had to charge these taxes. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It'd be like you throwing a fit about the store owner and wanting to fire him from his store because he's charging taxes that somebody else has passed on you.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
That's it.
And everybody's wanting to holler at the store owner instead of the people that passed that tax.
That's right.
And as long as you keep doing that, we always talk about political, how people just believe anything. As long as you keep doing that, they're happy. Because around November when that tax notice hits, the ones that are there, your assessor's office, you can shoot a cannon off throughout the rest of the area. Yeah. They're fishing and hunting and everything like that because nobody worried about it until they got that tax bill.
That's right.
And at that point, it's too late.
I agree 100%. And so prepare yourself now. If you need to put a little more money to the side, put a little more money to the side, but it's coming.
Yep. We've had people give us a call and we're giving them their assessments over the phone. This is how much it went up.
Yeah.
You went from $136,000 to $186,000. How much is the house worth? $210.
Yeah.
And you're calling here mad at me. You
Sounds
know
like
your
you
house
got a
is worth
deal.
$210.
Yeah.
So I do a mass appraisal. So you may have bought yours at $210. Somebody else may have bought theirs at $180. We got to come in with a number.
Yeah.
And we got to find the one that's homogeneous.
Yeah.
And we come up with it. So if you come in there and it's lower than what you think it's worth, walk.
Yeah.
Just walk.
Yeah. Well, it's, the assessor to me is one of the hardest jobs in government.
Yep.
Because you never get credit for the good, but you always get credit for the bad. Yep. And when people are mad, they, like you say, they uneducated and they, as far as they just ignorant to the facts.
Yes.
And
that's the thing that's important to know. They're ignorant to the fact, but they will listen to somebody else tell them something that don't have a clue.
Mm-mm.
An insurance agent that tells you that your property taxes are going up, that your insurance is going up because of the property tax values, he's either ignorant to the fact or he's lying to you.
Yeah.
But either way, you need to educate yourself because it's bad information.
That's right.
I wouldn't take that information.
Nope.
I would call the person that knows. I wouldn't call the sheriff's office. I wouldn't call the school board. I wouldn't call the drainage district. The person I'd call if I need to know what my assessment is the assessor. I wouldn't go out there and just try to get people to make me feel good and say, oh, I know what I'm talking about. So when I go on Facebook, I feel good about myself.
Yeah.
I'd go and get the real information and put it out there because you may be surprised that you're like, oh, we need to call some other people.
That's right. No, I agree. Let's talk about something a little more positive. And one of my favorite programs, honestly, around here is Assess the Need.
Yep.
I think it's just an amazing program because it helps the kids.
Yeah.
And you obviously are the head of that. You are the driving force behind it, and it's coming up again.
It's coming up August the 3rd and the 4th and the 10th and 11th. I believe are the dates. Is it 10th and 11th?
It is the 10th and 11th and 3rd and 4th.
We will be in front of the stores. We won't be in front of the Port Vincent Village Market this year because they're remodeling.
Yeah. But
we'll be in the Diversion Canal Village Market in the Whitehall. We'll be in Oak Point up in Watson. We'll be in the Three Quarters on the west side of the parish, the Three Canes on the east side of the parish. We went to that. We got away from Walmart, and we felt like that if we went more local, it would help us a lot, and it did.
Yeah.
It was an amazing transformation for us. And so this coming up, so we'll have 2 weekends of that. We will distribute everything around the 7th of August. It'll be the day before school starts.
Yeah.
So we will distribute everything out so we can get the kids that have the needs. But we're looking at about 3,000 kids, Jim,
Wow.
that need supplies this year.
Wow.
So we need your help.
Yeah.
Look, everybody's talking about inflation. We're talking about everything going up, taxes, insurance, bread, milk, water, everything is going up. So imagine if you're saying that your income has not went up that much, people that are in real need, their income hasn't either.
Yeah.
So that need is even greater now.
Yeah.
And so for us to meet all of our need, we need everybody to chip in for us if you can.
Yeah, I think it's you'd be hard pressed to find any better nonprofit than that for kids.
Well,
And
Jim,
the need right here at home.
Right here at home. A lot of times we want to reach out and send it to other states and other countries. We got a large need right here.
Yeah.
Because when that child goes to school, they don't say, I don't have one time. They have to say it at every class. Yeah. I don't have a pencil. I don't have a notebook. I don't have. And before you know it, that I don't have has went from the front seat to the back seat.
Yeah.
And sometimes they can be unruly.
Yeah.
And if you get right down to the bottom line of it, are they being unruly because they're being unruly, or are they being unruly because they can deflect?
That's right.
The fact that they are saying, I don't have. I don't want one child to have to say, I don't have.
Yeah.
I want each one of those children to be able to give everything that they can be given, everything that they need to succeed.
Yes.
That's what I want to see happen in this parish, because we have a great school system. We've got great teachers. We've got great administrators. People want to fight and everything about certain policies and everything. But overall, we've got good people.
Yeah, we do.
And so when they walk through there and they put money in, you wouldn't believe the number of people that said, last year I couldn't afford school supplies, and you helped me, and I want to bless you this year. And they put money in.
Yeah.
If everybody that went through those stores gave us a quarter, we could do the program twice every year.
Yeah.
A quarter.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I know you put a lot of pressure on yourself to beat your numbers every year on Assess the Need. Last year you had a great year.
We had a great year. I don't want to have to call one school and say, look, we didn't have enough money this year.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, you know I'm a man of faith. I believe. And my parents taught me that. My wife is a woman of faith.
Yeah.
And we know every year going into this thing that it's going to be rough to meet that goal.
Yeah.
But we're 24, 25 years into this thing, and he has never came up short one time for us. We've always had enough money to do the program.
Yeah.
Always had enough money to do the program. It's not because of anything that Jeff and Dee do. We're out there just trying to sling. We're just trying to guess like everybody else is.
Yeah.
But he always sends the right people in, sponsors, somebody to drop money off at the store and say, look, I just want to bless you. I've got a little extra this year. I want to give it to you. And we always have just enough to take care of the program.
Yeah. I love that. I love it that it stays right here in Livingston Parish.
Every penny that we raise stays right here.
Right here.
Stays here in our parish.
Very good. So again, that's August 3rd and 4th and August 10th and 11th. We'll post in the comments of this podcast exactly all the places that we'll be accepting donations. And if you have a monetary donation, can you make that?
You can. You can call me.
Yep.
You can call my office. You can call me on my cell phone. If you don't believe it, you can call my office and ask for my cell phone. They'll give it to you.
They will.
They will give it to you.
Yeah.
And I'll come get it.
Yeah.
It's important.
It's
important. The thing that's really important, Jim, is this. The people in my office that work on this program, they do it volunteer.
Yeah.
It's all volunteer. They put their time out and everything, and they volunteer their time.
Look, and it ain't December. It's August out there. I see them sweating.
Absolutely. It's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. And until you sit in front of a store and that sun comes up over that top, in the morning time it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But when that sun comes up over and you're on asphalt and it gets to 125, 130, it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. So I honor my employees. The program started, like I said, in 2001.
Yeah.
And it started in a little church down in Coyell. Oh, wow. My dad and them closed their church down for a couple weeks. We had nowhere to take the supplies out and do everything.
Yeah.
And so they basically didn't have church for a week. And they helped us stuff bags and put them on the benches and everything, and we would go and we would take them to the schools. At the time, we were loading up Jeeps and taking them down to the schools.
Sure.
And so we were doing it out at the center out there in Walker between Livingston and, Walker and Dental Springs. This year we're going to do a little different. We're going to be at Suma Hall out at Satsuma. It's right off the interstate.
Yeah.
You can pull up under the awning the covered
Yep.
area, and we'll load your vehicle up and you can go right on your way. You're not going to have to try to fight to get into the little area at the center out there in Walker. So it makes it a lot better. It's more centralized.
Sure.
People are not having to get off on one night. They can go to the interstate and go right there to it and get off Satsuma and go right back to school.
Yeah.
It's more centralized. You can, the lower part of the parish not having to travel all the way over to North Walker and to do it. And so Mr. Gary Lewis is donating his building to us.
Oh, wow.
And so it's awesome. So we're going to be able to get in there 2 or 3 days before, set everything up, and come out there and do that. And Bobby Joe and Krista have done a phenomenal job. And I've got to give props to my wife and Vanessa for creating everything, and Ryan Cross for really getting in and doing a lot of work on that program and making it run.
Yeah. Yeah, and it has grown so much in the last, what is it, the 20th year of it? 22nd year?
I think we're in the 23rd or 24th year.
Wow.
And we're over $1 million.
That's unbelievable.
We have
imagine the amount of
$1 million.
kids that help.
Yeah. Do you realize in that time period we had kids that started kindergarten, graduated, and graduated college
Yeah.
that went through our whole program?
That's awesome.
They could have went through our whole program, and it was able to get supplies, because it's all about giving them things they need, making sure they don't have to say, I don't have.
That's right.
I don't have. I don't have. Think about that.
Yeah.
If you had to sit in here, I don't have. If I come in here and say, Jim, give me $300, I don't have.
Yeah.
Jim, give me $500. About the fifth, sixth time into that, you're going to look at it and say, Taylor, I told you I don't have.
Yeah.
But change your attitude.
That's right.
So if we can make it to where they don't have to say I don't have, makes all the difference in the world.
It really does. And, just a beautiful program for this community. So if you have any questions on that, don't hesitate to reach out. But we're going to put all the information you need in the comments of this podcast so you can see it. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to do something that I know that most everybody's going to flip out when I do this.
Yep.
But I'm going to give my cell phone number out.
Okay.
Okay. My number is 225-921-1554.
There you go.
If you have anything of need that you want to get to the kids and everything, let us know. Don't call me about things that you may need, because we go through the schools. I don't judge who gets it and who don't. I don't even know who gets it and who don't.
Yeah.
I go through the schools. So calling me to ask me for it is not going to be the way. You need to go to your school.
Yeah.
But if you have a donation you need me to come pick up, give me a call.
Yeah.
I'll come pick it up. And if you have a question about your assessment, I promise you, the reason you hired me is so I'd be straightforward and honest with you.
Yeah.
That's my cell number. Give it a call. I'll answer it. If I don't answer it, leave a message, and I promise you I'll get back to you. Text me. If my voicemail is full, because I fully expect it to be full now that I'm giving my number out, text me. I will give you a call back. It's my job.
How many elected officials would do that? Not many.
So
I'll say that. So thank you very much. Thank you for all you do for the community with Assess the Need. And we will see everyone next time. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you.